companies are learning to become responsible because it's the only way of ensuring the long-term growth of the company. So, therefore, the sustainability of the company. But companies are learning out of their errors. I don't want to mention companies, but companies can be complicit, of human rights abuses. Out of being found out on that, they become exemplary. For instance, companies like Coca-Cola at this moment have the public commitment of giving back to the communities every drop of water they use for their products. That's the commitment. And we could continue about examples of this and the other company, really heavy companies that have put within the core of their DNA, the concept of sustainability and all these values that we are talking about, and they have made out of that business. That's why all those companies, 760 CEOs, were asking us, urging us, change. Because we need professionals that understand about the environment of business in the 21st century. But of course, we have here, a sort of learning curve. And, I would say worldwide, any company that is, working in the international markets has sustainability as part of the agenda. But for some of them, still are kind of incorrect type of actions. A little bit of philanthropy, maybe a little bit of risk management, absolutely unconnected. Other companies now, they have a staff, that is working in sustainability within the company. Other companies are incorporating these sustainability principles into the lines and business units of the company. Some companies, have finally gone to a new paradigm in which the company itself thrives and grows with society at the park. I think that there's where we are. But even if we consider that the situation is as so dynamic as this is, I would ask you, so what would be our thought leadership role here? Wouldn't be really to encourage and to make this trend more and more solid within the business community too?
One of your slides referenced $20 trillion in PRI capital that's accessible. Could you address how the business schools might go about unleashing the potential of that capital in terms of the greatest potential social impact?
Well, I think that, again, it's something that is there for us to discover. But I know for sure that, for instance, in Dayton, they have, they have made a huge, very important fact out of their way. The Dayton pension funds, investment funds, and endowment is invested worldwide. I think that, isn't that right? So there you have a very interesting example to follow, precisely with another Jesuit school. But apart from that, I think that what is really important is we get closer to new phenomena like PRI. I don't know how many of you knew about it, but it's an impressive record. And it means really the financial sector, well, significant jump. I mean, there is the Norwegian, pension fund, there is the Californian pension fund, are there committed to companies that really are behaving at this moment. And therefore, all the question of portfolio analysis encompassing the question of sustainability becomes relevant. And we can learn a lot from the analysis done by the experts that are working with PRI. Just imagine, that when we talk about the current valuation of future assets, and we use the beta factor in finances, the beta factor is absolutely related to risk. Is risk related at this moment with responsible behavior? Yes, it is. So, what do we do? There is research that we need to do in this sense to help and to work together with the, with the financial community that is starting a new way of analyzing portfolios.
Yes, please, the gentleman in green shirt.
James Daly from Rutgers University, Kansas City. Strategically, I don't think anyone disagrees with the objective of sustainability and growing, but take on a large challenge without a strategy as to exactly how it can be done seems to me problematic. Rotary International, for example, has chosen the eradication of polio worldwide, and they found that to be challenging, but they've been able to focus and pretty much effectively eliminate polio worldwide. Where or what would be a process to develop a strategy of actually making a difference worldwide in a sustainable movement? What would be the process, and what might be your suggestion of where a focus might be? Do we save water? Do we save energy? Do we save sustainable garden?
Well, I will tell you that really my dream, would be that we, as the International Association of Jesuit Business School, produce in 1 year, 2 years time, a blueprint, of business education for the future. I think that would be the first thing, that would be really, impactful at this moment. I think that we can really make it. I know that you want to talk in a second, but apart from that, it's true what you are saying, that it's a much more pragmatic aspect. If we take the 6 principles of Thrive, what partnership can we do that to contribute to the global agenda as an international association? Well, that's not for me to decide, but I'm sure that if we move all ourselves in that wavelength, we are going to come up with a wonderful, impactful, specific contribution in the future. But let's start moving in that direction.
Diversity, and I don't know the answer to your question, James. A bunch of you know, and I'll be speaking later today, that I'm extremely passionate on this issue and have been for a number of years. And I've been sitting here listening, and it keeps coming up to me that I don't know the answer. I don't know how to move from a system that is completely consistent in marketing and finance and control of governments by businesses, by executives that can make $100, $200, $300 million and bankrupt their companies. I don't know how to change that system. But I do know that, I don't know if I know this, I do know that the way to start moving is to ask the right questions and to commit ourselves to finding the answers. And that's what our educational institutions are about, and that's what our leading business people are about. We don't have a simple answer, but we do have a process of research and learning and experimentation and failure and failure and failure and failure until we can find things that work. So the name of the game is to get in there, get on the court, start playing, try stuff, and that's what this International Association of Jesuit Business Schools is committing itself to do. And that's what our students have to do and our faculty have to do. And it is our species is at risk. It's that scary. This is the most exciting time to be a professor or a student or a businessman that has ever existed on this planet. Because we have to find the answer. And as Einstein said, we wouldn't call it research if we knew what we were doing. So let's all of us, as we are, commit ourselves to keep trying and expect to keep failing, but keep moving forward a little bit. That's the game we're in, and it is the most exciting game that any of us will ever have to play in our entire lifetime. And it's a God-given gift to us. This time to have an opportunity to play that game.
We have room for one or two questions. For the benefit of our audience, it says International Association of Jesuit Business Schools.
Because of the weather in the Philippines, we don't tend to wear suit and tie for formal affairs. We have a formal Filipino dress made from banana leaf. Much cooler than what you're wearing today. We hope that it fits. In our appreciation and gratitude for accepting to be the keynote speaker at our Day Forum. Thank you, Dr. Esquila.
Thank you so much.